Thank you very much for joining our webinar today. This will be more of a continuation from our previous webinar a couple months ago. And that was the setup of the libraries and users and the permissions, things like that on the HIVE portal. Today, we're gonna look at the add-in itself or the Windows application and go just to recognize the tools where the icons are and the buttons and everything, how to do searches and understanding the content there and how to use it to download it to a project. My name is Omar Ruiz Miranda. I'm part of the support team here at ATG. Probably some of you will have already collaborated with me on some cases. So appreciate you taking the time again to be here today. All right, so let's go and start with our first step. Towards the end of the video last time, we talked about installing the HIVE CMS application. We showed how to unzip it, how to unblock it, run it, install it, sign in. I'm just gonna touch on a little bit on the sign in part right here. The installation should be already on your computer. And there are two ways to access it. One is regularly on the Windows menu just by typing HIVE, and it appears right there. You're able to select it and click it. The next step, you can also do it from Revit directly, right here under CTC Software tab, and there's an icon here or a tab specifically for CMS. That would be the one. So I already signed in, but I wanted to show you this screenshot. So it is when the user gets the invitation from the account admin and they have already set up their password, they will get this sign-in window where the user just simply has to put the email and password. We recommend to use the standard practices for picking a password, something strong, something that the user remembers. However, sometimes there are times where we forget our password. So simply you can say forgot password, and then the user will get an email with a reset link. If the email is not received or anything, check the spam or junk mail folders just to make sure it's there. So once you go through this process of signing in, then you'll get the actual application. So I'm gonna click it from here since we're in Revit anyways. Here we go. Like I said, I already signed in, so I didn't get that other message. And that should say like that once you sign in once. It should remember your password and everything, your sign-in credentials all the time. All right, so the next step is getting to know user interface, basically the tab ribbons and the settings and the home screen. So we're gonna go back in here, and this will be the tab ribbon with some of options, as you can see, and I'll go through those ones. Before I want to show or go straight to the user preferences settings. So when you click on your name, then user settings, you will see similar options like what we saw on the HIVE portal when setting up the users and permissions. But this is individually for this computer, this user. You get to choose the log frequency, like errors only. This is the recommended one, by the way. The other ones may take up more space in the computer to log all the errors and things like that, all the other options there. So errors only would be the recommended one. Number of items to display per page, that's when we're searching, is how many families or files we see on that display. A recommendation that they have set up as a beginner is 25. I changed it to 50. I like to see a little bit more. It may take a little bit longer to populate those 50 or 100 or however many you choose. But I have this 50. Every time I keep scrolling down, it will appear more, like another 50 or so. This option here is notified if update is available on login. This again, if it is available in the Hive portal, if the account admin made it a option, then we still get the option to, I don't want to see every time that there's an update, I don't want to see that message that an update is available. I can turn it off here, but if I like to see it, then I turn it off. And I personally, I like to see those updates because those are things that we're waiting for whenever there's a bug or some new feature, something on Hive. I like to be reminded of that. And then display the type selector dialog when loading a Revit family. Basically, those Revit families that come with a TXT file, the type selector, we got the option to see it there to select which files or which types we want. And of course, access to clear the cache or open the cache folder to clear those files as well. So that's the user settings. Very simple, not much information, but it's still helpful to know where they are. The next one would be the top buttons right here. So I'll start on these ones right here. I'll move out to the save searches in a little bit, but I want to start right here. So search favorites is when we are working with the content, there's an option to select or make something a favorite. If there's a door that I always like to use in my projects, I can give it a favorite area, and there's a little heart on those, and that's what appears here. So in this case, I made some families that were my favorites just to show you here. Let me expand this a little bit more. So that's an easy and fast access to those. Let me just click this back in here. Go back. The next one is the feedback. We appreciate the feedback, either if it is a feature request that you have for us or for CTC, and any other bug report as well. Something is not working correctly, or if you just like the product, those are welcome as well. Let us know. What happens here with this feedback, you will it will take you to a web page, and then you get to fill all the information. It will populate some of those fields for you, which is very helpful. I'm bringing this page right here. So it will know which Revit version you're using and which product version. This we like to hear and see when we get the reports. Now, when submitting this report, it gets to us. So it is also important, these two items right here, the country and request type, because this will identify, like, if there are companies outside of the United States, they should go to a different reseller for support. Anything inside of the United States goes to us, to ATG, and then we'll be able to help you figure out what the issue is or submit the request that you need. So as much as information as you can provide for our support team, that would be always very appreciated. So let me click this. So that would be the feedback area. Pin window to top. Basically, this allows me to keep Hive always on top of any windows. For example, right now, if I click back to Revit, that one goes away. If I pin it and I click back in Revit, as you can see, I can still do things in Revit. It's just my Hive CMS is always on top, because if I'm using it to download or to load my families into the project, then I want to see it right there. So I can unpin it anytime and go back to the normal, so it gets out of the way, so I can see my Revit project. And then we just have the other access to the organizational settings that is in the Hive portal. We have the about and the sign out. About this tells you what version we're using. It has access to videos, in this case, some videos that are on the CTC YouTube page, the user guide, the release notes, and the EULA. Okay, so those are the top buttons on the ribbon there. Now let's take a look at the home page right here, or home button. As you can see, this gives us shortcuts to specific areas. In this case, the libraries or safe searches. Safe searches is this area right here. This button, and access as well to the safe searches is right here. We can simply go on top and access something that we are constantly using or searching for. Some of these examples are the furniture or electrical equipment, some doors. So if I know I want to do the same search, so I don't have to be retyping the same information and filtering the same things, I can simply search it and then be available for the rest of my team as well. Like many of these ones, I did not create those ones. My other team members did, but I'm still able to see it because that's a shared search. So I can use it as well and saves a lot of time. So either way, you can access it through here or through here as well. So the tags as well, you can access the tags that are available. Tags are created in the Hive portal, but they'll be visible right here. Revit categories. You see as the out-of-the-box Revit, how the categories come with that. This is intended to be that way. So a lot of these are not only just families, but also related documentation for those categories as well. We have the highly searched rated content. A lot of people or users have an option to rate the content, and this helps the rest of the companies, the rest of the users to understand what's being used the most and what people like the most, and then you can easily search it, and it will tell you or what's searched the most here. To go back, always you can click on Home. Like if you are on libraries, for example, and you want to go back, here's the button to go back as well to Home. And then this is a newly new button here that was added, and this is just to see what was added latest or recently. As you can see, some of the parts that the added at, it tells you when it was added. So one of the latest content that was uploaded here. I know this images was even uploaded by CTC directly. It's for some of their content that they were doing with their public libraries. So this is easy access as well. So if we go back to Home, we'll see this part right here. Okay, so even here, when you are under libraries, you see your available libraries. But if you want to filter down what you're looking for, like I instead of me scrolling down to see what I need to find, if I just know what I need, like for example, casework or doors, because there's no, let's see, out of the box. So I will have everything that was named with that out of the box letters there to understand what I have available. So it just reduces the number of filters down what I need to. All right. For libraries, as we talked about and how they are set up in the Hive portal before, there are 3 different types of libraries. We have the organizational libraries, which is the most common one, and is what the account admin will be creating for the company. This is what the users most likely will need because they come directly from their libraries, and they already have the their naming conventions and everything is there. So that's the most common one. The other one would be the shared libraries. It's very similar to the organizational libraries, and the users get the same functionality. However, those are libraries that can be shared with other companies outside your company. If you have other users that are collaborating with you, you can give them access to those shared libraries as well. The users don't have to be part of your Hive portal. They may have already their own Hive subscription, so they can simply be invited to those shared libraries. And then there's the public libraries we also talked about last time. An example is right here. CTC usually makes these public libraries available. Most of the ones that I've seen is just for the out-of-the-box content, whether it is for MEP or architectural or electrical. It's just the families that come out of the box with Revit. Those are made available in libraries that everybody can access. This as an example is the masonry content pack that CTC created as well and made available for users. These ones will require subscription. Basically, you go to the Hive portal and sign up for put the name of a team that wants access to this library. Okay, let's go back here, and as you can see, the search button is the main thing here in Hive, because here you can start searching for anything. There's the search here it's what it's called adaptive search, meaning that as soon as you start typing something, it goes through all the content and starts looking for that information. Let's see, door. And basically this, what I did right there is the, let me go back here. We talked about the libraries. So searching, I did the by term matching and by filtering. So that is by term because I'm just typing what I need to find, and it finds everything related, and doesn't have to have this specific word in the name. It can be also part of the category or part of a parameter or anything included in the content. Now the by filtering searching is right here. So you get to turn on and off your filters by clicking this area. If I click it, it appears more options to filter. And once we go through, let's say I want to look for doors that are in a specific family or library, I simply click on the libraries and pick which one may have that information. And then tags as well. Tags can be used for an example of tags usage is, we don't want to be doing tags for every category of Revit because that's already searchable by Hive. We don't need to be duplicating that word for tags. An example would be healthcare. Healthcare is not a category in Revit, but it contains a lot of family. You could have like casework, you could have specialty equipment, things like that. But if you have families that are specifically used for the healthcare industry, you can tag them. That way you can simply find the tag for healthcare, and it will show you all those related families. And there's more options right here. Again, the content. If you only want families, because right now this gave me options for anything other than just families. But if I just want the Revit content, I can do that. Then scrolling down, more options, of course, as you see here, even some AutoCAD filters, because HIVE CMS is also compatible with blocks for AutoCAD. And then some advanced filters by date, by when it was updated, things like that, by who was updated by. So once all these fields are filled with what we need, we can simply say apply, and it will filter all these results. If we want to go back to just finding everything, we can simply say clear, and it will go back to find everything else. The other part right here is the details. Right now, if I click it, there's nothing to do until I click on a specific content. And the details here will show me information about the specific content, the specific file. Some of those properties are right here. Added by, updated by. Also the Revit units, what kind of category it is, and Revit version. Sometimes we have the same family in different versions, 2020, 2019, etc. It will tell you what versions those are available in. And Revit is so smart that it just knows that if I have Revit 2021 open, that's the version that it's going to use. Even though I have other, like if I had 2022, it will just pick my 2021 version. Down here, we'll have the types available and the parameters that have values that make that type different from each other. Okay. So those are the searches area that we have here. So we talked about the filtering, and we have the by matching. And once we have something that we want to do let's see. When I want to do, let's say, Revit content only, apply. And I will do like a just doors category. Okay, as you can see, it starts to get me the results that I want based on what I looked for and based on my filters. Now, to save this one, simply click the Save Search. And then you get to either override an existing one that is already there. Like I could override this one if I wanted to, or I can say New. And then, of course, give it a name, a description. And if I want to share it with the organization, just like I did and my coworkers did for the available ones right here, and simply save it. Next time I go and click for it, I will find it right here. So that would be the how to save a search as well. Okay, going down this way. So again, and from home, you can access library, or directly on the top, you start typing. If you want, you can simply say search, and it takes you back to what it was searched last. Sometimes when the account admin is adding libraries live, for example, in the HIVE portal, and we don't see them, if we go to libraries and it's like your manager says, there's a new library, access it, it should be ready. And it's like, I don't see it here. You can simply say refresh, and it should populate the new library that was added, or anything else technically. The refresh button is available on all of them, like text, for example. Again, refresh if there's something new that you're not seeing, but it's there, just refresh it. Okay. Here's another way to look at saved searches, just like we did up here. It tells you more in like a type of like list with information on what is going on with this saved searches. Okay, the other part is that available here in HIVE for the users is the add request. When I clicked on this one, you don't see it, but it went to, let me see here, where did it go? Let me bring that tab over here. It brings you to the HIVE portal, and then you can add a new request. Basically, you're looking maybe for a door that is not available that you need for a specific project. Fill out the subject, priority, basically all the fields here as much as possible for your manager to see, and they'll be able probably to find something to do that for you. Once it's done, of course, there's different ways to say it's new, or it's pending, or it's approved, or it's still in progress, it's been completed, or it's been rejected. It's up to the manager or the company to see what they need. But yeah, that's add a request when you have a need for something specifically. Now let's see how this works with the content for the user. Again, let's go back and take a look at any library. In this case, I have something here for testing. So I clicked on that, and I have some families here. So the user, or me as a user, I can simply double click this family, and it will load into the Revit that I have open. If I had more than one instance of Revit open, or different versions, I can select my design app by dropping down and select a different option. So if I had Revit 2019 open, it will be appearing here, and it will tell me like which project was open. I click on that one, and I say I want to load it into that one. So again, if sometimes the projects are not open, you can click the refresh button right there. But yeah, simply by double clicking, it will load it right here. But that's the easy part. The other option is to right click it, and then you have the option as well as load. Open will basically open the family, not loading it to a project, but just open it individually for editing. And then we have also the load and the reload. Load is the first thing that I would do to load the the types, when I hit load, it should, here we go. That's what I was wanting to show you as well. The types option that I can pick one, or I can pick all of them, or simply here load all types or load selected. If I only want to pick these two, and I'm holding control as I pick, like this one, control, and that one. And if I want to select them all, I could do shift to pick the first one and the last one. And again, for all, you just simply say load all types. All right, but let's say I just loaded one, and then it's in my project. I'm gonna cancel. Next time, if you go and say load, it's not going to give you that option. It's not going to recognize that you wanted to load a new type. It just recognizes that this specific family and type are already loaded in here, and it's gonna activate it for you to place it in the project. If you want to load a different type, then you say reload. This will bring up the same dialog and the same option to pick the types that you need again. So keep that in mind. It's the first time I would go with load, and then if I need more types again later, I go with reload. And then we have more three right-click options as well to update the content. If I want to know details, which I already see them right here because the details are right there. If I want to download it, here's the mark as favorite. Like I said, like I mentioned up here, marking it in here. If I like this content, I can right-click it and mark it as favorite. Next time it will appear on my list based on this favorites button. Some of these options may not be visible for users depending on their permissions. If they're simply users and not like Hive admins or anything like that, then they won't be able to see a lot of these options right here. One option right here, delete the content if you don't need it. You can simply delete it. Okay. The same thing goes for any other file, DWGs or PDFs. I can simply double click the PDF or image or DWG, anything other file other than a Revit file. I can open it depending if I have the software in the computer, of course, and PDF. If I have a PDF writer, I can see it. If I have a docs document or an Excel file, if I have Excel or if I docs, then I can see it. If not, of course, it won't be able to see it. Let's see. The same goes for when loading the blocks to AutoCAD. I don't have any AutoCAD open right now, but that's the same concept and same workflow. Now let's the other part also I wanted to mention here is like if you want to load several families at the same time, you can simply do the pick and shift or pick and control to find a few ones, and I can simply say load. This will bring them all at the same time as well. So now you don't have to be doing it one by one. So the next thing, we're almost done here. So you can, if you have any questions, let me know. But the last part would be add content. This option right here will not be available for all users, especially if they don't have permissions. They're not the admins. But this is for the admins as well. That when adding content to specific library, of course, the libraries have to be already created in the Hive portal. They will be available here. You'll see them. The first step is to pick the library where you want to upload content. If I go here and I just say, I want to load into that library, I can load it into more. If I want to tag the category or the families or the content that I'm uploading, I can do that. Again, if I have tags that are repetitive, I just probably don't need to. But this is very important to pick a library so the content knows where it needs to go. Here's the organization. If you have access to a different organizations, you pick where to choose from. Design app is looking at what Revit version is open. And here are the options to add files, add folder, And then also add Revit project elements. I'll talk about this in a little bit. I want to take a look at this one first. Add files. Basically, it takes me to a folder where I can pick one. I can pick several and say open. It will populate this area. Here, we'll still are not done. This is just for me to review. This is what I want to upload or not. If there's anything that I need to remove, I can pick it and say remove. And then just leave with 2. Or if I want to remove everything, I can remove it all. All right. So the same thing goes with add folder. This allows me to pick a folder. Let's say I have a folder with content with a lot of families. I can simply pick that folder and OK, and it will populate the area right here with all the families under that folder. This makes things very easy. Besides that, I'll show you an easier way as well that I like to do once in a while as well. So the other one is if I have a file explorer open, I can simply drag the folder and it adds everything right away for me. So I don't have to go add, search for that folder, scroll down, keep picking those folders. If I already know where it is, I can simply drag it. And if I can remove all, if I wanted to, I can also go to a specific folder and just simply drag one specific family. So drag and drop, I like that option as well, because it's easier for me to search the content here, and or if I already have this location open, I can simply just drag and drop. It's up to you, of course, what you want to use. The other option is add Revit project elements. And before I open this one to show you what it looks like, if I have a family that I want to upload, let me just drag something else, something that I had preparing here. I'm just going to drag from another location. See, I just call this one demo just for today. And I'm going to process it. And the time that it takes, it's up to the number of families that are being uploaded. Or it shouldn't take too long. This one is successfully uploaded and it's good to go. Now, next time I need that family, I can simply search for it. As you can see right there, that's the one I just uploaded. And it's available right away for searching. Now, add Revit project elements. If you have views, if you have schedules, drafting views, sheets, things like that, this is what you want to do on how you want to use this specific feature. Because right now I'm looking at Revit 21 and the specific project. It's parsing everything that is available here for views. As you can see, the categories you can change, like cable trays, ceilings, walls, groups, railings, basically system families in Revit that you can upload individually for using in another project that you need. So one of the main things that we use it for is views, like drafting views and detail items, things like that. So if there's something in here that has a specific thing that I want to use in different projects, I can simply select it and then add elements. And it's the same process. It will simply just say, you just pick what views you want, what system families you want, and then process. And it will be available for search again, just like any other Revit family. If we upload an RVT, the whole project, it will not parse or individual the individual views or anything like that. So next time, if we find the RVT file that we uploaded, it's all it's going to do is just open that file in Revit. It's not going to load any views or any system families in their project that we want. It's just a slight difference right there, and precaution that we need to take when uploading the content. So first of all, the host or the original file needs to be open in Revit in order for this Hive to know what's available and upload it from there directly. Same process goes with the AutoCAD for uploading blocks. You have to have AutoCAD open and then the blocks available in that file, and then just upload them that way as well. Okay, so if you are looking for more information about what your specific library has, you can simply do the unexport content. This is very helpful because it creates a CSV file that gets emailed to you, and in this case to the account admin or whoever is the CMS admin. They will get an email with the link to download the CSV file. It will show you the name of the family. It will show you all the information about it, when it was uploaded, who uploaded it, where it was uploaded from, and things like that. So it will be an easy way to understand that that content and what's available with it. All right, so that is the main thing that I wanted to show you today. I don't know if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. Again, this was more of a beginner's demonstration to start using Revit, to get familiar with where to find things, what the buttons do, and just move around in HIVE CMS overall. So let me know if you have any questions, if that makes sense. Everybody's good. I'll give here a couple of minutes if I see anything. I have a question right here. Says, does the HIVE app load in AutoCAD, or does it have to run outside of CAD? In order to use the families for Revit and the blocks for AutoCAD, the software needs to be open, and you can run. I'm gonna close this HIVE from here, and you don't need to run it from the CTC tools right here or the add-ins. You can simply run it directly from your Windows search or Windows app. So here we go. It's exactly the same program. It just, this is like a shortcut to it. From inside Revit, you'll have one for it from AutoCAD as well. But again, if you need to load content or upload content for AutoCAD or Revit, you have to have the program open, either Revit or AutoCAD. Hopefully that answers that question. Any other questions? All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to join me today. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and that this week goes well, and the rest of the year as well for you. This video will be available later on YouTube, along with the previous one from a couple of months ago. If you have questions on setting up any libraries, anything like that, or if you want to go over this workflow again, that'll be available there. Thank you again, and have a great day.